What's happening, people? Today we'll be talking about the highs and the lows of running a plumbing business. I think this is an interesting subject because there are a lot of people starting companies and don't know what to do or where to start. So I'll always tell people that you need to look at the services, what you're going to provide as a plumber before you start investing. You need to look at the market. So my market where I am and my target area, they need or they have a lot of these types of jobs, which might be installations, which might be um, radiator repairs, which might be boiler swaps. And you can find out this information all online as what only when you do the research, right? So unless you do your research, you might be investing in points where it doesn't serve you at the end of the day. I think there's so many people that don't realize that when you look at certain things like what people need, when you make a spreadsheet working out, oh, I've been to this area 5 times. What's the most common job what I've done? I've done repairing a toilet, repairing the toilet again. I've done a tap. I also done a radiator and then another repairing the toilet. So I'm going to look to promote repairing toilets in that area because it seems to be a frequent job, what I seem to be doing when I go to X area. That's how I start with some of my research, with finding out what I need to be doing for certain areas to capitalize on it when it comes to business. I'm going to tell you that it all ain't going to be smooth sailing. That's bullshit. If anybody tells you it's going to be smooth sailing, I don't know. They must know a lot more things than I know while running a plumbing business for the last 10 years. Again, I don't know everything, but I know enough to be able to speak about it. And a lot of us want to scale. And the reason for us doing any of this thing in the whole point is that you just want to make money. And making money is difficult because you have a trade, but you still need to be able to offer a service. Plumbing is a service-based business. I don't know if you've ever heard someone say that, but it is. And being available for a service-based business when other people want you to be, that's a hindrance on your life. So that's going to be a part of the lows. I don't know if anyone else is going to admit that, but it is going to be part of your lows, is that you need to be available for people to be able to call on your services. I'm the same. It kind of stops me from going on holiday sometimes, but now, after all of these years, after 20 years now, I do what I want at the end of the day. There's always going to be jobs there. I know that. I'm not chasing jobs at the moment because I've done the foundation building before, and they always seem to frequently come, and they come of a higher, they're getting better jobs. They're getting nicer jobs. So people are considering me, and my plan is really working. So I wanted to tell you guys about the plan, what you need to start for yourself, which is looking at the areas that you want to be marketing in, right? So you might have a set of 5 areas where you say, I would like to be in this area, Oxford, this area, and Mayfair, right? So you look at the services which are needed in that area. Like, you can find out some of these stuff like online. You look at the companies who are competition in that area, who actually serve that area and that actually promote in that area. You can find out all these things online. I've found it to be quite interesting to understand that what type of jobs need to be done in specific areas. But it doesn't stop the fact of when you're out there building, you're always doing chasing. You're always chasing people. You're chasing people for invoices. You're chasing people for information. You're also chasing people for just general payments in general. I think that is a big hindrance to a lot of people out there, chasing people for payments. And you need to find a method which works for you, because that will be a big part of your lows when it comes to running a plumbing company, because plumbing as an industry is a high cash flow industry, in and out. There's a lot of money going on. So therefore, people try to hold on to it to the best as they can, and actually pay some tradespeople like myself late. And that will mess up your personal finances. So always make sure that you have a float. Your float might be 3 grand, 4 grand. It just depends what type of level of business, what you're running, and if you're going out buying materials yourself or people are just paying you for your labor. I've managed to really just put a labor thing towards things, and like really I can do cost people and make them up a list, but the list, it costs time to make. So if I'm sitting up in my office now doing the list, I'm gonna have to charge them for the list, because none of that is free. It can't be. You have to spend too much time and research finding out the parts, materials, what you need, how long they're going to take, making the dedicated calls to be able to call your supplier. And then on the back end, you might have to do a little bit of research, because it might have been something what you've not done most recently, but you understand how it works and you want your installation to run seamlessly. So you're spending more time. It might be another hour, 2 hours. 2 hours not doing nothing when you could have went to a 2 hour call out equals someone's got to pay the 2 hours. Wow. These are the things which we've got to all take into consideration, because they don't go away. They just add up, innit? And they add up to the point where you start to say to yourself, you know what? I actually need something back from it. And what I need back from it is the money which I've lost. And recouping that money, you're only really going to get that from the customer at the end of the day. So be mindful of that. Be very mindful of that. I think people don't tell the truth about that as much as they need to. Sometimes when people see like plumbers do day in your life, they think it's just, oh yeah, I'm gonna put my chip and pin in and I'm gonna charge you, and then we're gonna go, and then that's gonna be it, and then that's it, and then we're gonna get in the van and we're gonna drive away. Doesn't go like that. Doesn't go like that at all. The odd occasion you'll have 1 or 2 jobs and they run really smoothly, yeah. And the other time, sometimes you will have people who just constantly kind of waste your time as customers. Like, oh, could you come give us a price? Oh, could you come and I rarely, I don't give people a price unless it's a certain size job, because I just like to just tell people what I think it is over the phone. And I haven't been wrong in a long time. I haven't underdone myself in, I would say, in a good 8 years, 9 years. Yeah, I haven't underdone myself. I always try to keep up to date with prices and what things cost. Like, certain areas in London, you're getting away with like 250, £280 for an install of a tap. And that kind of shocks some people, but you're not in that area. You might be in an area where it's £50. Again, how to make the premium go up, that's something which you need to think of, because the cost of everything always keeps going up. It's never going down. So making sure that your costs are aligned with the cost for this year when it comes to construction, trades, plumbing, services, understand that that's a balance, isn't it? I think every 2 years I've put the price up a little bit more on my service, because more experience, more qualifications, more understanding about what I'm doing. So therefore it becomes a little bit easier as well. And my social presence keeps on growing a lot. Thank you for you guys who have subscribed, because my content and what I do is very niche, and what I talk about is very niche as well. But it applies to a lot of people at the end of the day. Like if you have any type of business and you've done a level of research into supply and demand, you'd find out the sweet place where you need to be before you just said to yourself, oh, this is a good idea. Everyone's going to need a plumber. You sure? Are you sure? Because I've been a plumber for years and people need you when they need you. Do you get it? Like, I've got a leak. Oh, yeah. All right, cool. It's 200 quid. Can you come out? Yeah, of course I can come. You got the 200 quid. That's all we need to understand, big man. You got that money? That's all right. If you ain't got that money, it's going to be a problem. Odd jobs and sods. That's something which plumbers go through a lot and have to do these types of jobs to keep them rolling over. And they might be in between jobs. So you've got your calendar and you're saying, okay, on the 1st and the 2nd, I haven't really got anything going on. So I can do a few taps, an outside tap, which won't take me the most of the day, but it's going to be my odds and sods jobs until I start this job on Wednesday, which is going to be a job which is going to last me for 4 days. So you're scheduling your own week and your own schedule of work. So understanding that everything has to fall in line for it to run smoothly when it comes to a business is difficult, because the hurdles, what might happen in between, the supplier might say, oh, the delivery is going to be late. You might be using someone silly like Victoria Plumbing. Oh, sorry, did I say that? Yeah. No, I'm joking. Every time, no, I'm not joking. Every time I've used Victoria Plumbing, yeah, they've been late on everything. On everything. I ask people not to use them, but I don't try and tell people where to get stuff from. I'm not really interested in that. Like the quality control and all that, that's kind of like your own business. You know, you spend what you spend is what you get at the end of the day. If you spend a little bit, you will get a little bit, you will get took. That's how it goes. I do try and talk that over with customers so they know, you know, because I think sometimes they think that I know everything about what is being supplied, like the quality, what the best one is. I don't. I just go online and I read it, and then I'm able to recite the information to someone. It's just quite simple, you know. Like sometimes people might ask a technical question or something like that, but at this during time in life, yeah, there's so much videos on everything. There's videos on baths, jacuzzis. Even I've done a video on a jacuzzi which was installed, and for me, that was me learning about a certain brand. That was Whirlpool brand, which has got 17 jets inside one bath. So it's amazing. What I'm saying to you guys is that understanding about your industry and knowing a bit more, yeah, is going to put you ahead. It's going to put you to the point of the person who people want to see. People want to go to you, and people will specifically go out their way and wait for you as a tradesperson, like they do for myself, and they appreciate it. You know, they respect that you haven't got all the time in the world, and understand that some of your time is precious. And sometimes people give you nice tips. You know, I've had quite a few nice tips from nice customers, had really nice reviews online as well, which has obviously helped my business tenfold. I think that's not spoken about as much as it needs to be. Your digital footprint is mad important online, man. It's mad important anywhere. Trust me. If anybody tells you anything less than that at this present time, chatting shit. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys that you are going to have highs and you are going to have lows, but to overbalance yourself out, you got them odds, sods, and little small jobs which pass you over to the other bit. And as long as you keep doing them and looking for the bigger jobs as well, because it is about who you know in this industry. It's not about so much what you know, because I've seen loads of people who are overqualified and qualified to do stuff, but can't get in because maybe it might be their own self-confidence. Maybe it might be the way they carry themselves. Maybe it might be they don't fit into a clique. Like a lot of industries are very cliquey. This one is no different. This one is like, it's who you know. And if you speak to this person, they'll help you out. And It's been like that for years for me. Again, I ride solo. I ride on my own. I try to do the best job I can do because it's a representation of my company. That's it. Keep myself smart, as like presentable when I come to customers, always trying to never use any kind of street slang or stuff like that. You know what I mean? You save that time for talking when you're with your friends. But other than that, be professional, be assured what you're doing, have some understanding what you're doing before you do it, just in case the customer asks you. Practice at giving good summaries to people at the end of the job. Yeah, people love the summary before you ask for the money. Yeah, what I've done is I've done this. I'm going to show you it on, give you a little tutorial. Right. Hope you're all happy with everything. What I would like is if you would do me a review on my business Google page, and then can have some money for the job. What? So is it cash or is it? Do you want to do by card? Look, I can't tell you everything about this game, but I can tell you enough things and tell you that if you've stayed around this far to listen to the end of this video, I think you deserve to subscribe to the channel, because this channel is about honest and never nonsense experience for myself to you guys, so you guys can get ahead. That's what it's about. It's getting ahead. So make sure you get ahead and turn that subscribe button on, notifications, know when I'm dropping new videos. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you on the other side, yeah?